Without doubt, Colin's legacy in the world of rallying is immense. From his roots at junior level and through the many years of international competition, his passion for the sport never ceased. Colin was a one-of-a-kind who loved to drive at the very limit of what was possible. In the eyes of many, his ability and skill will never be matched, and his iconic reputation and achievements will certainly never be forgotten.
When it comes to iconic cars, the 60s and 70s had more than their fair share. Before the monstrous engines of the decades to come, cars that entered rallies during this period were pretty much stock, with little or no change from the road-going versions. With no turbos to add extra power and no all-wheel driving competition, this is a stripped-back, pure driving experience and the perfect place to start your journey. Welcome to what is often described as the golden era of rally. The 1980s introduced iconic vehicles of the period to the rally scene, as well as the now legendary Group B class. These four-wheel drive cars would change the sport forever. Performance restrictions were low, and advances in technology meant a spike in brake horsepower, with huge turbos boosting engines to staggering levels. Some might suggest this is where your first real challenge awaits. Welcome to the FIA World Rallycross Championship. Compete in this fast-paced motorsport against real-world drivers on their own turf, with plenty of door-to-door action. Colin McRae is one of the most iconic names in rallying, as well as being one of the greatest Scottish sportsmen in history. He began behind the wheel of a Mini Cooper S at the age of just 16, accelerating through the early years of his career before taking control of vehicles such as the Peugeot 205 GTI and Ford Sierra RS Cosworth, achieving success in multiple events. Even though still considered a rookie, Colin held his own against higher-powered competition and gave a glimpse of what would become his trademark style of driving to the absolute limit. In 1991, Colin took control of the Subaru Legacy RS, a car that would showcase what he was capable of on the world stage. During this time, he began to demonstrate not only his raw speed and ability, but his will to win at any cost. In 1994, Subaru ran the all-new Impreza, and despite a shaky start to the season, Colin was able to show the relentless determination that would go on to define his career and lay the foundations for big things to come. Between 1995 and 1998, Colin won an incredible 13 rallies for Subaru, and it was in this period that he achieved success against some of the toughest and most established drivers of the era.
His impressive run of form in 1995 led to him securing the world title, snatching overall victory at the final round by just 5 points. In 1997, Subaru switched to a new version of the Impreza, and Colin continued to be part of the title fight, taking risks where others wouldn't dare. In 2001, Colin suffered many unforeseen setbacks, but despite this he was still able to achieve success in several rallies. He battled with his British compatriot for the title all the way to the final round before rolling in dramatic fashion, ultimately taking second place in the standings. After taking a short break from international competition in 2004, Colin returned the following year, as well as continuing to compete near his home in Scotland, where his extraordinary career began. Without doubt, Colin's legacy in the world of rallying is immense. From his roots at junior level and through the many years of international competition, his passion for the sport never ceased. Colin was a one-of-a-kind who loved to drive at the very limit of what was possible. In the eyes of many, his ability and skill will never be matched, and his iconic reputation and achievements will certainly never be forgotten.